Well, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live here on Mike Avery Outdoors on the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, and not Vimeo now, just Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Still working on. There we go. I left you for a minute, didn't I? Hey, Lori, how are you? Lori's with us this evening. Craig is with us. Dave Freeby, my good friend. Johnny Bowler missed us this morning. That's okay, Johnny. You're allowed to take a morning off. By the way, Johnny, as you well know, boom, I'm back. Guess what day it is? It's hump day. It's hump day. It is. Hello, Martin. How are you? Looking forward to fishing with you. Richard checking in from Detroit. How are things in Motown? Ruben checking in from Colorado. You're probably going to win the prize tonight, Ruben, for checking in from furthest away. Rich is along with us. I'm back. Bill Hoffman said, did you win the knife during the live show this morning? No, because we didn't give away a knife this morning. We're giving away a knife tonight, though. I know. No, it's me. It's me. Accidentally. Good evening, Ken. How are you? That's me switching in and out. Hitting the wrong keys here. Hello, Dalton. How are you? I did have a problem with Facebook this morning, though. I could not go live to Facebook from my iPad, which is how I usually do it. I had to do it from my phone. No turkeys yet, but I haven't hunted since yesterday. Dave checking in from Onekama. I will be talking about bear permits, yes, and the fact that it's time to put in for one, right, Johnny? A couple of blocks away. Good evening. What are you doing over there, Scott? How are you? Mike from South Haven. How's the drone working? The drone's working great. Ed's here to get his free knife. Do you want me just to show you right away what knife we're going to give away tonight? I might as well, right? No sense screwing around. And we're not going to give it away yet, but I'll let you know what it is. It's this knife right here. I want to remove that and remove that. That's me, ladies and gentlemen. I will. There we go. We're going to give away this knife right here. It is a skinning knife from Rapid River Knife Works, the website rapidriverknifeworks.com. It's a $160 knife, a skinning knife with a Coco Bolo handle on it. And Chris Durson of Rapid River says he will engrave your name on it as well. So how cool is that? Mushroom hunting. I haven't done any mushroom hunting. I don't really look for them. Nice wood finish. It's a beautiful knife. It is beautiful. And we're going to give away. Johnny says they're very, very awesome knives. And we're going to, what am I doing here tonight? Somehow I screwed up my controls. Does it look good on your end? I mean, aside from, right, here's what we're working with. Tell him you would like JB on it. Oh, Johnny Bowler. Yeah, so we'll give this away shortly. Chris was going to join me tonight, but his son has his last basketball game of the season. So he couldn't join me, but we're still going to give away a knife. So it is full screen, full frame. Okay, that's what I was worried about. It's bearable. I hear you. This is what I'm working with these days, you know? It is what it is. Crooked eyebrows, veins and noses. Very nice knife. Can you dress a deer with it? Absolutely. Chris says every knife they build is to use. He said, even though they're beautiful and they're handmade, he said, if you don't use them, it'll break his heart. John says, coming in loud and clear in Texas, the great state of Texas. You want a marble knife? When Fred Trost was doing it, had the outdoor fair, could never could do those days. Remember the fairs? Oh, I do. Getting the blinds out soon. Any luck getting my turkey yet? No, not yet. But well, if you weren't with me this morning, you don't know the story. Yesterday, I had an excellent day in the turkey woods. Scott, I appreciate that. But Ross is going to take care of it for me. It would be an awesome field dressing knife. You'd love to own that beautiful knife. Yeah. The knife I carry right now, and listen, everybody carries a knife, right? We've all got a knife on our belt or in our pocket. The one that I carry is this Kershaw knife. I love it, but it's not American made, and it was given to me by my friends Craig Plowman and the good folks at the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. This is my go-to daily driver knife. But now that I'm working with Chris Durson and Rapid River Knife Works, you can bet this will be replaced by a folding Rapid River knife. Addison checking in. That happens to be the name of my granddaughter. Good evening, Craig. How are you? Bob, nice to have you along with us. Hey, Michelle. How are you? Keep an eye on that big lug of a husband you got. Kershaw and Buck are good knives too. Algonac checking in. So yesterday, I had two birds. Well, I had birds gobbling to the east of me, birds gobbling to the west of me. And of course, I'm right in the middle of them. Pretty good spot to be in, right? I thought there was one bird on each roost. Just after it got light, two longbeards came strutting over from the west, which meant there were actually two birds in the roost to the west. I thought there was just one. And mid-morning, I had another bird gobble. So I had at least three birds in there. I thought I was going to call the one in mid-morning. I really did. But he hung up and wouldn't come. Doggone it, I hate that. How's the walleye fishing? I wouldn't know. I don't have a boat yet. Good evening, Jeff. How are you? Tim Bin says, did you carry a knife in school as a kid? Yeah, of course. Can't do that these days, can we? Hello, Jeff. People get freaked out about knives these days, don't they? Okay, so a couple of things I want to talk about tonight. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Yeah, we do need rain. It's getting dry, that's for sure. And when we get some rain now, the morels are going to pop. What is this? The first knife is a rite of passage for a youngster. Jeff, that's a good point. My grandson, Carter, he's not old enough to carry a gun yet, obviously, but he can carry a knife now, and he is so into knives. He's got this knife collection. Most of them I've given to him, which I was happy to, but he didn't get a knife that he could take home until he proved to me that he was responsible. So yes, it is a rite of passage. Who's on the show this week? I'll get to that. It rained hard. As I was leaving Midland this morning on the way to the studio, it looked like the end of the world. I was leaving. I mean, the skies were black. A lot of lightning. Used to keep a shotgun in your truck as well. Try that today. Yeah, you go to jail, huh? May's coming up. Don't forget to apply for your Michigan elk tag and your Michigan bear tag. Speaking of bears, I forgot to mention this. Did you hear about the one Bill Hoffman was telling me? This is funny. Bill Hoffman was it's not funny, telling me about killed on I-75 north of Flint. Isn't this interesting? Ed Bolanowski says, we need rain to put out the fire the Forest Service set last Friday. They didn't set it intentionally, right? It was a controlled burn that got away, which is a darn shame. And I wonder what kind of repercussions there are, because if you or I started that fire and it got out of control, we'd get charged. We'd probably get charged, and then we'd have to pay restitution for the firefighting costs. I don't know where that is. Cahokia. Where is that, George? Open carry, no jail. If you showed up at school with a shotgun in the rack in the back, you'd have a problem. No, this was the one up north of Tawas, I think. Yeah, we used to take hunter safety classes, didn't we? North of Howell, Jim Boot says. Jim, look forward to fishing with you as well, buddy. Let me tell you who's on the show this week. By the way, my name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live here on Mike Avery Outdoors. The first segment of the show is Chris Durson of Rapid River Knives. We're going to give away one of his knives here shortly. There's two companies I've been wanting to work with for years. One of them is Carhartt. I love Carhartt. In fact, yeah, this is a Carhartt shirt right here. I love Carhartt. I would wear nothing but Carhartt. I think they make great clothes. And they make tall guy stuff too. I can't get in the door with Carhartt. I mean, I've pulled in my friends in the industry and everything else. I can't get in the door. The other one was Chris Durson and Rapid River Knife Works. And I've been working on him literally for 10 years. We thought we had it done once. We were right there. Well, now we got it done. He's on the show as an advertising partner, and he's on the show this week. Then Nick Buja of the Michigan Wildlife Council talks about the Here for Generations campaign. And hour number 2, we're talking about early season trolling on Lake Michigan for salmon and trout with Alan Knudsen. Clay Buchanan with the DNR talks about the Michigan Wildlife Habitat grants. And then this week's Ask Avery segment. I'll get back to that in a minute. It's an interesting one, I think. In hour 3, the man you love to hate. I love him. Some people hate him, just like me. Richard P. Smith talks about bears, talks about wolves. Kevin Vistison. You know Kevin from the Deer Hunter podcast. Kevin interviewed me weeks ago about Mitch Rampolla because I interviewed Mitch Rampolla a few times. And I was at Mitch's house. And he brings up the whole controversy of Mitch's potential world record buck again. What's my friend Jeff saying to us tonight? Found a bunch of white morels the other day. He says mortally, but I think he means morels. Joe Marion tried to steal them from me. Even stooped so low as to bait me away with a big bag of perch fillets. Joe Marion, you should be ashamed of yourself. That is wrong. You should go to mushroom jail for that. And before anybody gets real mad, Jeff and Joe are both friends of mine, and we're just joking around. But if somebody could put Joe in jail, it would be Jeff. Arizona. News from the National Park Service. They have announced a fall bison lottery for Grand Canyon National Park. They're culling the herd. That is very cool. We can hunt bison, but we can't hunt wolves. Anyway, Kevin Vistison is on the show with me this week. The Deer Hunter podcast about Mitch Rampolla that I am featured in is uploaded, I think he told me, on Friday. When it goes up, I will give you the link to that. And then, of course, Wild Game Chef Dave Miner. All right, before we get on with the rest of the show, let me tell you about this week's Ask Avery segment. Ask Avery question. This comes from my friend Brian Feeney up by Interlochen, up by Traverse City. Brian is a hardcore hunter. He said they cannot find a bird in that part of the state. Linda Gallagher, who I don't know if she's still a turkey hunting guide, but she used to be. She said the numbers are way down up there. I've heard from several people that the northwest corner of the state, birds are hard to find, yet I'm hearing it across the state. Here in my area, mid-Michigan, I'm hearing birds, I'm seeing birds, I haven't shot one yet, but there are some around. There's no doubt, though, there are fewer turkeys in this part of the state as well. So I think the number of turkeys is down across the state significantly. So I brought in Al Stewart, retired DNR biologist and nationally known turkey hunting expert. And Al admitted that the turkey flock, the size of the turkey flock in Michigan is down. But he said turkey numbers are down nationwide. We asked why it is. You know, some people say predators, some people say weather, an avian disease of some type. He said, "Hey, Ace, how you doing, buddy?" He said it's not a disease. It's a combination of predators, but we have predators every year. Cold, wet springs affect the hatch. He said that's a factor. There are a bunch of them. Let me go back to Ace here. There we go. Dennis McDonald, a great friend of mine. I mean, except for the buddies I went to high school with who might be on here tonight, I've known Dennis McDonald, Ace, longer than any of them. We started at Ferris in 1980. No, we started at Ferris in 1976. You're old, Ace. I hate to tell you, buddy, but you're an old man. Congrats on your new grandbaby too, buddy. Maybe the turkey's got COVID. Ken says the same thing. He says he drives a truck all over the state. And he's not seeing nearly as many as he used to. They haven't been so hard to find in the Northeast lower, but they've been hard to call. Very closed mouth in Montmorency County. Do you have to wear a loincloth and shoot from the back of a running horse with a bow during the bison hunt? Asking for a friend. And you've got to play Great White Buffalo on the radio on the way out there. I see some new comments. Those babies don't get their heads up, and the heavy spring rains drowns them in the nest. Dan says, congrats to all the successful turkey hunters. Blame it on COVID. Exactly. Let me show you again the knife that we are going to give away tonight here on Wednesday Night Live. Let me find it here again. Chrome tab. Boom. That's what we're giving away tonight. This beautiful skinning knife right here, a skinning knife from Rapid River Knife Works. Look at the price right here. It's a $160 knife. Chris Durson of Rapid River says he will engrave it for you. We're going to give it away shortly. Chris was hoping to be with me, but he can't make it. Let me just ask you one favor. As long as you're on here with me tonight and you have the potential to win this beautiful knife, I would ask you when we're done or sometime during the evening, if you could go over to the Rapid River Knife Works Facebook page and like their page, please. And they're on Instagram as well, too, if you wouldn't mind liking them on Instagram as well. We do have some viewers. You know why they're coming in tonight? Craig says, good to see this many people. I hope they tune in next week. They're here for the knife. That's why they're here. Hey, my friends, as long as you're here, if you have not liked this Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page, if you're watching on Facebook, please like it. If you're on YouTube, please like my YouTube channel. If you're on Twitter, what are you doing on Twitter? Nobody's on Twitter. Hunted 5 days trekking outdoors at a property that always holds well for turkeys. We did double up, but only saw 2 strutters the entire hunt. The difference a year can make. Yeah. Rich says, I'm here every week. Don't get down on me. I know who's faithful. I know who's here every week, but I'm not the one that's going to give away the knife. You know who's actually giving away the knife? My friend Ross Elliott. Ross stepped up to the plate. And even though he's not going to win a knife, he's going to volunteer to pick the winner. So here's how we're going to do this. Opening day, you saw 30 birds. John's all set with a timer. He knows where we're going. I'm not even going to click on that link, Tim, because I don't know what it is. I don't know what you're sending me. Julie's here. Yep. In just a second here, I'm going to open this up to comments. But what I would like you to do is like the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page and like the Rapid River Knife Works Facebook page and on Instagram as well, right? Like them as well. Did I get any crawlers yet for the Angler Quest? Oh, does Ross have any? Ross knows better. Lori says she has no meetings tonight. Lori, that's a rarity, isn't it? Okay, it's going to be a 2-minute contest. And you're going to make your comments starting right now. 2 minutes. Make your comments on why you should win that beautiful Rapid River knife. Courtesy of Chris Durson and Rapid River Knife Works. Make your comments clever. Make them tasteful. Ross Elliott is standing by playing the role of Chris Durson. Let's see some of them. Russell says he needs a knife. Amy says she would absolutely love to win it. Jerry says that's a sweet looking knife. It is. Because you need one. Who's that? John Kirby, because I need one. Oh, best quality knife made in the, and it's made right here. And that's a good point, right? It's made right here in Michigan. Handmade by craftsmen right here in Michigan, up in the UP. A said it looks good. Add it to his collection. You never have too many knives. Who wants to win a Rapid River? Skinning knife is shot, just like you. You'll even skin Ross Elliott's. Johnny says he'll even skin that, huh? 1 minute on the, as a, where's this? Where did it go? As a Michigan outdoorsman, I would love to win this Michigan-made knife. I would love to have a reliable, well-built knife to take a field when skinning my Michigan harvest. Cameron, you worked in all the key things there, didn't you? 45 seconds on the contest, 45 seconds on why you want to win that beautiful, handmade Rapid River skinning knife. $180 value. Johnny says he wants that knife for sure. Dan said he'd keep it and hand it on to his son. 20 seconds on the knife. 20 seconds. Get your comments in here real quick. Ross is standing by. Ross Elliott playing the role of Chris Durson. 15 seconds. You know, I'm not looking at my watch. You know that, right? 10. You know where we're going here now, don't you, my friends? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's pretty ugly when I get that close with everything that's going on in my face. 4, 3. What is that for my sunglasses? 2. Or maybe I put it. I got a stick when I was turkey hunting the other day. 1. The contest is over. I didn't take a big enough breath beforehand. As soon as I started, I knew I was in trouble. Dan says, thank you, Rapid River, for the donation. Appreciate that, Dan. Thank you for pointing that out. Whew, I knew I was in trouble. It was a short buzzer tonight, Dan. It was a short one, but it's the best I had. But I knew I didn't take a big enough. I bet you're exactly right. I bet we'll lose 60 viewers after we give it away. 20.35. That's not a bad one. I mean, it's not, Dave, I hate to break this to you, buddy, but you are not the official timer. John Callison is the official timer. Although Paul says 21 seconds, so maybe he's going to become the new timer. About 5 seconds short of my best time, but I knew as soon as I started it that I did not take a big enough breath, and I knew I was in trouble. Ross Elliott standing by. Da, 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 da. Should have done a gobble call. 169 what? It was respectable. Oh, viewers right now. Hey, all of you folks that are here to win a Rapid River knife, I do this every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And every Wednesday night, we give away something. Not always a knife, but I'd love to have you join us every week. We talk about the great outdoors, the history and tradition of the outdoor lifestyle, primarily in the great state of Michigan. Cameron, did Ross pick him? I see. Congrats, Cameron. Who best show? Thank you. Darn it, Ross. Ross, give me the name again. Somebody give me the name again. I didn't. Ed should know. He says picking a winner isn't as easy as people think. Cameron, folks, because I did not see it. Cameron, what type of turkey calls? I like a slate call. I use the Abbas A-Way calls. 184 now. See, they're here to win a knife. All I have to do is post that I'm going to give something away and people will come to the show. But again, my friends, Cameron McGregor. We give away something every Wednesday night here on Wednesday Night Live. And if nothing else, my insight, humor, humility, And words of wisdom should be enough to bring you here every week, right? Anyway, I'm glad to have you along with us. Congrats to Cameron McGregor. Now, Cameron, here's the cool thing. If you want, Chris will have your knife engraved with your name on it. But what I need you to do, Cameron, is send me a private message here. I think you're on Facebook, on the Facebook page, with your, obviously, your name and your shipping address. And Chris will have that knife engraved and he will send it out to you. So congrats to Cameron McGregor. See, aren't Wednesday Night Lives fun? We give stuff away. And we do long buzzers. And we tell bad jokes. I do want to talk about something right now that I brought up this morning. Any chance of getting a Mike Avery signature fillet knife from Rapid River? There's always a chance of anything, Craig, because you know that there's the Mike Avery Hunter Sticks out there. We got Mike Avery promo codes for all kinds of different things. So I'm not going to rule anything out. There's Cameron right there. Cameron says, so awesome. Thank you very much, Rapid River Knife. I can't wait. So Cameron, again, congrats to you. Send me in a private message or an email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. By the way, anybody watching, anybody listening, you can always send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Give me your comments, your questions, your criticisms, whatever. And if you have a question for the Ask Avery segment, send me that as well. It could end up on the show in the Outdoor Magazine radio show. I got to 194. I saw 194, Brad. How did my hunt go yesterday? It was actually a very good hunt. I saw 2 birds, strutters. I heard 3 birds gobble, and I had one coming in. And I thought I was going to take him, but it just didn't work out. Martin, I did. But tomorrow we're putting in an electric fireplace. So there's always something going on around here. Something I brought up this morning that I hadn't intended to, but I do want to follow up because I want to get your thoughts on this. And not that, and I'm not to be rude, but not that your thoughts or your comments are going to influence what I do, but I'm just curious what you might think about this. A couple of years ago, I switched to Cameron or Cameron? Cameron wants to know. I'll be stopping by Rapid River Knife in August. I'm away to Sturgeon Bay. What about some Hunter Sticks here? They are over in Munising. They're soon probably going to be in Rapid River at the Rapid River Knife Works shop. And don't forget, you can always go to michiganbrand.net. That's michiganbrand.net and get a 20% discount on anything on the website shipped anywhere in the country if you use the promo code Mike21, Mike21. 2 years ago, I started hunting with a recurve, and I absolutely love it. I mean, in my mind, there is nothing more pure, more basic, more down to earth, more simple, more majestic, more pure than hunting with a recurve bow, unless, of course, it would be a longbow. I absolutely love it. I've killed turkeys with a bow. I've killed a bear, recurve. I've killed a bear with my recurve. I have not killed a deer yet. But as much as I love it, I'm thinking that it might not be my tool of choice for much longer. A couple of reasons. Number one, it's starting to hurt when I draw it. I'm not an old guy. Well, I look like an old guy, but I'm not a young guy. And it doesn't feel so good when I draw it. As a result, I probably don't shoot it as much as I should. So I don't practice with it as much as I should. So I don't have the confidence in it that I should. I love it. I would never let an arrow go unless I was confident I could make the shot. But I found myself yesterday morning sitting out there thinking about something else. And it's not a shotgun. I have nothing against guns. I love guns. I carry guns. I shoot guns. I love guns. But I'm not much of a gun hunter. I have nothing against it, but I'm not much of a gun hunter. But God bless you if you choose to use a gun. Whatever's legal, I support you 100%. So I'm not thinking about picking up a shotgun because I got to be honest. It wouldn't be as rewarding for me to shoot a turkey with a shotgun, just because it's just not my thing. Still a tremendous accomplishment, tremendous trophy, tremendous challenge. It's just not something I want to do. So what am I? How many pounds did I pull? And this is part of it too, Mark. Once I lost all the weight, I lost a bunch of strength, and unfortunately haven't gained my strength back. So I'm only drawing 41 pounds at 28 inches, which is my draw length is about 46 pounds, which is legal, and it's enough to kill a bear, a deer, a turkey. I'd like to be pulling more, but I can't. I can't draw it. So what are my choices? My choices are go to a compound or go to a crossbow. I hunted with a compound for years and years and years. I hunted with a crossbow for several years as well. I mean, I was deadly with that crossbow. I knew if I put the crosshairs behind the shoulder of that critter and pulled the trigger, it was going to go down. We're talking bears, we're talking turkey, we're talking deer, whatever. So as much as I love the recurve, I will finish out turkey season with it. And man, oh man, oh man, would I love to shoot a big Michigan doe with my recurve. I really do. I really want to. But sometime in the next few months, I think I'm going to be switching. I want to be completely 100% confident that when I let an arrow go, it's going to hit its mark and make a quick, clean, humane killing shot. So just kind of thinking out loud, just maybe if I talk it through, I can help figure it out in this shaved head right here. No interest in an Oneida, but I hear what you're saying, kind of like a recurve. Ed says compound. It's either going to be a compound or a crossbow. All right, Johnny, have a good night, my friend. And it kind of breaks my heart. I knew when I started doing this that I wasn't going to be 70 years old shooting a recurve. I have nothing against crossbows. I love crossbows. Love them, love them, love them. And anybody who talks down a crossbow is no friend of mine, honestly. If the goal is to make a quick, clean, humane killing shot, whatever you can do to most effectively do that, we owe that to the critters. Any plans for Mike Avery Expo again? I don't think so, Greg. We did that 2 years at West Branch at the Forward Corporation Conference Center there. The first year was extraordinarily successful. I mean, I don't know if we just blundered into it or what, but man, it was a good show. Second year was an absolute bust. Now, the weather did not cooperate with us. Hey, Mike, how are you? Now, there's a guy I've known since high school right there. A lot of crossbows like buying a Cadillac these days. Ain't that the truth? I love Darton bows. I suspect it'll be a Darton. I really like Darton products. And I'm curious to see where the new Darton archery is going to go under the new ownership. Cameron McGregor, who won a new Rapid River knife tonight, says they have a dozen turkeys roaming around his work in Livonia. 2 of them are ghost turkeys. Been hunting for 30 years, never seen a ghost. How rare are these? Are these turkeys just, and these turkeys have been extremely aggressive towards humans? I don't think they're that rare, Cameron. The property I used to hunt is, I saw a couple every year. Jim says your respect for your prey is admirable, but I think most of us hunters feel that. I appreciate you saying that, Jim, but I think we feel that way, most of it. Couldn't pull my bow back anymore with pain, went to a crossbow. I just never thought I'd be one of those guys that had to go to, I know it's different shooting a recurve, and I love it. I mean, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just, gosh, I love it. And maybe I'll be able to stick with the recurve. A guy I respect. Stu says, Mike, you've been around for a while. Your reward, I suspect, now is the hunt, not the harvest. So hunt your hunt. Enjoy the ride. At 63, he hunts a lot, but he harvests very little because I'm enjoying camp, the people, the woods, and the wildlife. I love hunting more now than when I was young. I just hunt. And Stuart, I could not agree with you more. I could not agree with you more. And you and I are the same age, by the way. I'll be 63 in a couple months. Yeah, it's not the kill anymore. It's not the kill. But I'll be honest, yesterday morning when I was sitting out there and I thought, if a gobbler comes in and struts in my decoy, do I know for a fact I'm going to kill him? And I want to know I can kill him. Brian says he hung up the recurve when he couldn't shoot and practice as much. Too much chance. Yeah. Bill Hoffman, who is a hardcore bow hunter and a traditional archer, I probably lost a lot of respect from Bill by even entertaining this concept. John says, I hope you get your turkey this year with a bow, that large doe you've been looking for. I do too, John. But if I don't, I don't. I've killed a turkey with a recurve. Felt pretty good about it. What are my thoughts on the arrow guns, the CO2 powered that shoot bolts? I feel like it's not an archery tool, but people say that about crossbows too. I'm not a big fan of it. I personally wouldn't use it. If the DNR and the NRC made it legal here in Michigan, I would support it. Well, let me rephrase that. I would support anybody who chose to hunt with it if it was a legal weapon. It wouldn't be the tool that I would choose. Nothing wrong with that, eh, Tim? Tim, we called our new pastor, by the way. He'll be here next week. Not to take the job, just to visit and look us over. I pray he takes the job. All right, what else we got to talk about? I've got a few minutes yet. Okay, so we talked about May coming up, bear tags, elk tags, the Flint Bear, turkey hunts, recurve, no boat. I don't have my boat yet. The boat is done. The boat is done. But it's waiting on the electronics still. Things are hard to get. If you've tried to get anything lately, you know this, and I hope you're not building a house right now or even a barn, pole barn, because lumber and building supplies have gone through the roof. We're putting a fireplace in upstairs. We ordered it 4 months ago. Please do, Tim. Please do. Scott wants to talk about the pheasant license. Did you buy it, Scott? Will you buy it? I will. I probably will not pheasant hunt. I haven't pheasant hunted in many years, but I will likely buy the pheasant stamp just to support the program. Marty's going perch fishing tomorrow. Now, Marty, I'm not sure where you're going. Maybe you're the guy who was talking to me about the Saginaw River, but I've had multiple reports. This is as of last weekend, so the action could have changed now. I've had multiple reports that you can't get a perch rig to the bottom of the Saginaw River before you load it up with jumbos. Still have my slip in Sunset. Yes, I do. Right next to my cousin's slip. Excellent. Scott says the same thing. He's going to buy it too. I hear you. I hear you, Mark. Little Bay. Perch fishing Little Bay to knock. Anything manufactured is hard to get right now. That's true. Very, very true. Somebody made a comment here. I wanted to go back to it. Oh, the slip at Sunset. Yeah, there's going to be a pretty good crew of us in there this year. Craig Plowman's going to be in there. Rob Comiathi is going to be in there. I'll be in there. Slip number 163. Eventually, back after the Turkey Saturday, opening day, being stubborn, wouldn't come into decoys. Any suggestions? Adam, don't overcall. That's my suggestion. The birds that I have the limited number of birds I have interacted with this year seem to be, and this is a tremendous oversimplification, and I can't think of the other word, generalization. Call shy. I probably backed that bird off yesterday by calling too much, although at the time I didn't think so. And looking back on it now, I really don't think so, because I was calling sparsely. I was calling softly every 20 minutes or so. Called one time. No. Between my calls, heard a gobble, which I like because I'm not a patient hunter if I don't hear birds talking. And then I did a soft little chirp, 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 yelp, yelp. And he gobbled back. And then I shut up. Because if you get one to respond, shut up. He gobbled for a few more times. And then I felt like he was walking away. In reality, he might have just been turning his head. And so he sounded like he was walking away. So then I hit him again with a call. And then it went back and forth. I mean, then he started to gobble, and he gobbled nonstop for 45 minutes. But it became clear exactly he was just being a turkey. Where do we get fuel at Sunset? You got to go up to Bay Harbor. That's the only downside of Sunset. Unlike Linwood Beach, where you can fuel up right there at the marina, at Sunset, you got to go up to Bay Harbor. He was just being a turkey. Turkeys are very good at being turkeys. So 45 minutes he gobbled. And I just kind of shut up. Every once in a while, a little purr or something. I don't feel like I overcalled, but apparently I did. At one time, about a half hour into this whole thing, when it became obvious he was not coming, I put down my slate call and I picked up a box call. Now, the bird was only probably 125 yards away is my guess, but I did a very, very soft purr and kind of a halfway yelp with my box call. Very as soft as I could make the box call. That bird did not like that call. Scott says use cuts for midday birds. The bird heard that box call and he shut right up. And he shut up for about 10, 15 minutes. So I shut up too. Hey, John, how are you, buddy? Do I fly fish? I played around with it last year. I'm fascinated by it, but who cooks for you? Who cooks for you? Turkey hunters will know what that means. Owl people will know what that means. He shut up for about 10, 15 minutes, so I shut up. And that was the end of it. But it was good. It was fun. I thought I had him. When he gobbled on his own, I called back and he gobbled right away. I thought he's coming. He's mine. I got him. Wasn't meant to be. But that's okay. I told Gene, the landowner of our lease property, that I will hunt out there one more time and then I'll get out of his hair. Won't be tomorrow. Won't be Friday. Boy, it might not be for several days. And I'll get out of his hair, and I have access to a couple of other properties. Scott, my buddy Scott, who's on here tonight, and my buddy and neighbor, Doug. And there are a couple of longbeards strutting around Doug's property now. So, Mark, there was water. That's a good point. You know what? That's a good point. I think there was some water. There was some lowland between us. Now, I have called birds across water before, but that's a good point. That might have been what was hanging them up because it was low and marshy over there. Thank you for that. Making me feel better. Congrats to Cameron McGregor for winning that Rapid River knife, a skinning knife. Thank you to Chris Durson of Rapid River Knife Works. Chris was supposed to be on the show. We had planned to be on the show again. His son's basketball game was tonight. So, good for him. He will be on the show with me sometime here in the next few weeks, though. We'll have him show some examples of his knives. And Chris, I appreciate your generosity. My buddy Ace says you're at your best when you talk about your hunts. I feel like I'm right there next to you in the woods. Thank you, Ace. Hey, Linda. There's Linda. Linda, I was talking about how much longer is my season? My season goes through May. It's ZZ. It's Southern Michigan private land. It's like middle of April through the end of the mosquito season. Linda, I actually quoted you today on the radio show, or maybe the Wednesday morning live, when I was talking about the lack of birds in the northwest part of the Lower Peninsula. I said that you were one of the people who said there are definitely fewer birds. And I don't know if you're with us earlier, but Al Stewart of the DNR, retired Al Stewart of the DNR, actually admitted that there are fewer birds. Excuse me. Excuse me. Randy Iamurray says, by the way, there are fish in your skinny water. How would you know that, Randy? You're not in my spot, are you? I thought we were friends. And I don't even have a boat to get out there, and you're trolling my skinny water? Did the water get any more color in there, Randy? You're killing me right now. You know that. What I'd like to do is maybe put down a bird in the next few days, which is going to be hard because I'm probably not hunting in the next few days. Get the Angler Quest and head on out to Saginaw Bay. Linda says, well, good for Al. He would not have admitted that when he was still employed by the DNR. Good luck to you, Tom. I'm waiting for Randy to tell me if there's color in the skinny water. Then we're going to get out of here. Of course, he can just text me later. I think now it makes me think he's just kidding me. Maybe Scott Hand would loan me my old boat back. You're right. All right, my friends, I got to go as well. Thank you for joining me on this edition. See, I think he was kidding me. This edition of Wednesday Night Live. Congrats to Cameron McGregor for winning the Rapid River knife. Thank you to Chris Durson at Rapid River. Thank you for joining me tonight. Please don't let this be the only time you join me. I'm here every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, working on other platforms as well. But I appreciate you being along. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. You can always reach me there. Don't hesitate to reach out. I will get back with you. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live.